Good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School boys basketball. Hi, I'm John Meggiolaro, being joined by Phil Hill and Jim Allinder, and we're coming to you from the Rutgers Athletic Center, where tonight the Bears are in the finals of the Greater Middlesex County Tournament against J.P. Stevens. Guys, third time they're going to meet Stevens, and even in high school to beat a team 3 times is tough. Phil, I know you talked with the Colonia coach. What's their feeling at this point?
I'll tell you, they're sky high. They're right where they want to be. At the beginning of the year, their goal was to reach the GMC finals, and they only had one other thing in their gut, is to get back at East Brunswick. They were thrilled that they have the opportunity to get back at East Brunswick. As you said, they lost to him twice during the year, and Vinny said his players wanted East Brunswick. It's simple as that. I was here for the semifinals. I saw the look on some of the East Brunswick players' face when it was J.P. Stevens, and I saw the look on Coach Schnappenberger's face. And I can tell you, honestly, they wanted Colonia. So J.P. Stevens seems to have the edge. They got a young man by the name of John Wirt. Right. He only played the first quarter of the first game against East Brunswick. He had a broken hand at that time, and he didn't play the second game at all. So that's going to be a plus to J.P. Stevens. Also, they feel they can do what they have to do to beat East Brunswick, which is to stop Greg Berliner. Berliner has only scored under 20 points 3 times this year, and 2 of those times have been against J.P. Stevens. That's with Tony Mayers guarding him. So they feel they can stop him, and they're going to be pressing as soon as they hit the floor.
I see my friend here, Jimmy's biting at the bit here about East Brunswick. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, I think the good way to assess the importance of tonight's game was about a month ago when I was doing a story on Greg Berliner. I asked him, I said, how important is it for you to get into the Greater Middlesex Conference tournament final? Well, just to get into the tournament and do well. He says, Jimmy, I would much rather win the GMC than I would the States. That tells you a little bit about the importance, the intensity, and the emotion that's attached with tonight's game. They really do want to win this game. They got over a major hurdle by knocking off Metuchen at the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. They were here 4 times before, only to get knocked off. We're seeing the Bears come out on the floor right now. Excitement is in the air. But to get back to the point is what I'm saying. The whole focus of tonight is the county is looking upon them. There's a lot of pride. There's a lot of feeling about this. I'm sure Greg and the rest of the East Brunswick team would love to do well in the States. But tonight, it's the GMC final, and we're glad to be here.
All right, East Brunswick, J.P. Stevens, 3rd time they're meeting this year. This is for the big one, the title, the GMC title, and we'll be back with the action in just a moment. Well, welcome to the GMC finals here at the Rutgers Athletic Center. East Brunswick, J.P. Stevens. I don't know about you guys, but I feel as excited as the players.
It's going to be an exciting night, John, I tell you.
Okay, John, we'll start with the starting lineups. Of course, for East Brunswick, Greg Berliner, 55, jumping at center. Chris Brill, Brian Forte at the guards. Billy Zahn, 1 forward. Chris Ciato, a swing forward. Tony Mayers, Robbie Bravado, Mike Miller, Vance Adams, and Tony Newsom for Stevens.
All right, Stevens will control the opening tip-off. Miller with the ball to Newsom. Newsom with the shot. He hits. And Stevens is on the board first. Forte will bring it up for the Bears. Forte to Berliner underneath. Greg can't do anything. Looking to move inside. No good. Zahn can't control it. Newsom will bring it down. Bravado underneath, and he's fouled. And it's good. Foul is on Forte, I believe.
Of course, we do not want East Brunswick to allow Stevens to start off into its running game. That's the strength of the Hawks. They run it and they push it up real hard. They're very tough off the fast break.
All right, Bravado misses off Mayers. So it'll be East Brunswick's ball. They trail 4-0.
Well, the big question is, can East Brunswick handle this full court press that is going to be put on by J.P. Stevens? They put on a suffocating press against Colonia, and they're trying to do the same thing against East Brunswick. That will be a big part of the story tonight.
All right, Brill with the ball, looking for a pick from Zahn. He gets it. He's going to take the shot. Off the rim, Zahn though with the rebound. Back out to Forte, to Berliner underneath is Seattle. And East Brunswick's on the board. It's 4-2 now.
Give Bill Zahn credit for a great hustle there, John. Zahn has come on in the playoffs. The last two games, Zahn has been great. He's hasn't quite played like that all year, but in the playoffs, he's been super.
Bravado short. And rebound by Brill. Seattle, ball stolen by Bravado. He'll take it, blocked by Brill. So we're seeing a lot of action both ends of the court.
John and Phil, I think the player we're watching right now, Chris Brill, is going to be a very important part tonight. He is a stable influence for this team, and a lot depends on how he plays tonight.
Berliner, no good off the glass. Long pass down to Berliner. And a foul. It's going to be against number 24. I don't know who that is.
I believe that's probably, let's see, that might be Vance Adams, who's wearing 24 tonight instead of his customary 31.
All right. 6-2 Stevens. East Brunswick with the ball under their own basket. 5:44 to go in the first period. There's Berliner off the glass. Nice feed from Brill.
Of course, East Brunswick has been basically two different clubs in the first two tournament games. They have really not been coming out of the gate too fast, and then they've come off in the second half. I know Oppenberger wants to see two good halves.
Newsom for the Hawks. They're up by 8-4. So Stevens starts out quick here at first period. Zahn, left-handed shot, it's good.
And they gotta have Zahn. They gotta have Zahn if they're gonna do it to JP Stevens tonight.
Bravado underneath, and they're gonna call a foul on Brill. Eight to 6, Stevens by 2. Newsom outside, he's hot.
Just as I thought both teams would come out hot, pretty fluid, and that's the case.
And that's quite different from the semifinals when nobody can hit outside shot.
Berliner underneath, got a ball his way, no good. Zahn with the tap in. 10-8, East Brunswick by 2. Zahn
has been superb.
He's really come into his own.
Utterly superb so far.
The Bears down by 2. First period action. Here's Bravado from the outside. Off the rim, Zahn with the rebound. Seattle, he'll take it himself on the drive, and we're tied at 10.
We're seeing some quality basketball so far.
Both teams are a lot looser than we saw in the semifinals, and it's good-looking basketball as opposed to the ugly ball we saw in the semifinals.
Mayers, turn around, no good. Rebound, Seattle comes down with it. He's going to take it himself. And they call a charge against Seattle.
A close call, but a good call.
Yeah, Chris tried to push it just a little too much. Interesting that Oppenberger, East Brunswick coach, chooses to run with Stevens. I would thought they'd want to settle it down, Phil.
Well, I think they have the ability to do it. East Brunswick is a very versatile team, and they seem to be running with JP Stevens as well as Stevens is handling it with them.
I see that John Wirt, who hadn't played in the first two games, is in for Stevens, replacing Adams.
Shot by Miller, no good, but a foul's called. Wirt is number 30.
Bears don't want to get a foul trouble. That's their fourth team foul. We're going to see Mark Harmon coming in, John.
All right, Harmon will give Seattle a breather. We We have 3:31 to go here in the first period. We're tied at 10.
I tell you, you got to be glad to see Mark Harmon coming in this early. He's been bothered with ankle problem and hasn't played much this year. Late in the season, I should say. So to have see him coming in this early is a good sign for East Brunswick.
All right, Bravado is called for a travel, so East Brunswick will have it. Brill with the ball. Zahn, Berliner underneath. Dumped off to Brill, who was coming up the middle lane. And a rebound by Mayers.
Tony Mayers.
Miller looking for work, and they're going to call a foul on Brill.
And Stevens is going to have a one-on-one situation already. Bears have to watch the foul situation now. Both Brill and Ciotto have 2 fouls, and we still have 3 minutes to go in the first period.
Steenvorten's going to come in for East Brunswick, and he's going to give Brill a rest. So now it's Forte, Harmon, Berliner, Zahn, and Steenvorten for the Bears. Newsom blocked by Berliner.
John, that's Berliner's second block of the game. That gives him 79 for the season. Every time he blocks a shot, he's setting a school record.
Bad pass, but Zahn will control for the Bears. Take the shot off the rim. Zahn's got it, his own rebound, and puts it in. So the Bears take their first lead of the night, 12-10.
We're both smiling here. Billy Zahn's playing the game of his life so far.
He is on fire, I'm telling you.
I want to say I called that before we started this. Anyway, Bravado underneath. He's in traffic.
Mark Harmon with a good block.
Miller now trying to set it up. Kicked out by Forte.
A 12-10 lead, John, is East Brunswick's first of the evening.
2:28 to go, first period. Bears by 2. Newsom from the outside. No good. Bravado, he was out of bounds, and yes, it's called.
I'll tell you, there's been so much talk about J.P. Stevens' defense, but East Brunswick is playing a super defense today themselves.
I think one of the major keys, Phil, is for Berliner to assert himself on the boards, as should Zahn. They got to keep those.
And they call a travel against Forte.
Got to keep Stevens, good rebounders, off the boards. Mayers and Newsom, and Adams when he's in there.
Exactly.
Good crowd on hand for this one.
East Brunswick content to stay in a 2-1-2.
There's Wirt. He's in traffic, throws it up. Zahn with the rebound.
Mark Harmon had his hand on the ball.
Forte over to Zahn. Zahn looks to shoot. He's going to take it. No good. Miller with the rebound. Bravado. Steenvorten comes down with it.
A good rebound.
A good position on that ball.
Well, he's such a versatile young man. You can play him up court, front court, or back court.
Forte having trouble controlling the ball, and he's called for a charge.
And that's Brian's second foul. So 3 East Brunswick players with 2 fouls.
1:16 to go, first period. East Brunswick in the lead, 12-10.
Poppenberger had mentioned, John and Phil, that he expected a lot out of his bench tonight. So far, he's getting it. But the Bears do need to watch themselves. Brill, Forte, and Ciotto, all with 2 fouls.
I think both teams need to settle down a little bit. They really came out revved up.
Well, they got the adrenaline going. This is the championship game, and they're excited.
Bravado looking for Mayers, dumping it off to Wirt. Wirt underneath is blocked from behind by Berliner. And Zahn will take the ball. He'll dish it off to Harmon, to Forte. And the Bears are playing super defense this first period. Berliner, no good, knocked out by Mayers, so the Bears will retain possession.
Hey, Fuzzy Landis, not used too often, coming in for the Bears at one of the guards. He's replacing Forte. Good move by Knoppenberger. Ryan doesn't get his second and third foul.
Zahn can't get it over the rim. Mayers with the rebound.
Bill Zahn missed that shot, but you gotta like the movement that he's showing.
Down to 40 seconds, first period.
Boy, the Bears really shutting them off inside.
Just a tenacious defense.
Newsom from the outside, he hits. We're tied at 12. 20 seconds to go, first period. Landis with the ball. He's looking for some help. Zahn comes out.
5 seconds.
3. That's it for the period. At the buzzer. At the buzzer, Greg Berliner. East Brunswick by 2, 14-12.
Greg Berliner.
How's that for a good first period, gentlemen?
I'll tell you, Greg Berliner, knowing that there's only 4 seconds in game, does a turnaround jump shot and hits nothing but net.
Right.
A lot of people who hadn't seen Greg Berliner and whatnot find out what he's about. A lot of people came to semifinals to see a young man by the name of Battle for Colonia, and they end up seeing Berliner, who may be the premier player for the county.
That's true, and of course Greg is the leading scorer on the team with 22 points. But going into this game, he is only 27 points away from passing Keith Monteseschi as the all-time point scorer in a season, and for a career, he needs just 75 to pass Sid Schiff.
What do you think Knoppenberger's telling the fellows in the huddle right now?
Well, I agree with John. I do think that first quarter was just a little too fast-paced. The Bears have themselves in a little bit of foul trouble now with Brill, Forte, and Seattle with 2 fouls. They can ill afford to lose any of those players. I think Knoppenberger wants them back into the game.
But I tell you this, having the fast-paced game, you got to remember, J.P. Stevens played a very emotional game at Colonia. They may be somewhat drained, and Knoppenberger may be trying to take advantage of that.
I want to say something else, too. Frank Knoppenberger showed me why he is the head coach of this team in that game against Metuchen. He kept his composure. He came out that third period, got Berliner back in the game, and I think he outcoached Metuchen, quite honestly.
Good point, John.
A steal by Newsom. Bravado. And we're tied at 14 to start the second period. Berliner, he'll take it to the glass. And a reverse layup.
That's an all-county move if I ever saw one.
Yeah, I think Penn likes that move, too.
16-14, East Brunswick by 2. We just started a second period here at the Rutgers Athletic Center. This is the finals of the GMC. Ido. And we're going back and forth. Landis with the ball. He has it stolen by Mido. Foul is called.
By the way, I didn't mean to imply that Greg Berliner has decided on Penn University as his choice, but they are among the schools. That's the one that's among the leading schools for him.
I was just getting ready to point out that Coach Knoppenberger seems to be showing a lot of poise by leaving Landis in here at this juncture of the game, but apparently he feels the young man can handle the pressure.
All right, Landis will go to the line. Oh, it should be that way.
No, I guess the foul was called on Buzzy Landis.
It was.
It was.
All right, I'm sorry. I thought it was called on Mido. So Mido will go to the line and misses, and Harmon will take it. We're tied at 16. Berliner will bring it down. Zahn underneath. Back to Berliner. Mayer reaches in, and they're going to call him for a foul.
Tony Mayers has the look of who, me? Yeah.
And Berliner's looking for a shooting foul on that.
Looking at Tony Mayers, number 32 there, he may be the finest athlete in all of Middlesex County. You got to remember he was an all-state wide receiver in football.
All right, Steve Warden will throw it in for the Bears. Zahn with the ball, back to Harmon. Landis will try to set things up for East Brunswick. He gets it back to Harmon. Underneath to Zahn. And Zahn is He's hot tonight. Bill Zahn, number 41.
Well, he's not afraid to go up with the shot. That's the first thing you want. You want confidence in your ability to score.
East Brunswick by 2, 18-16. 6:40 to go in the second period. Newsom bounds around, finally drops in.
That's called touch.
Bravado on the steal, back to Mayers. Bravado. Nice ball handling.
Gotta call a timeout here.
And Coach Knoppenberger does. Timeout East Brunswick.
Well, I think Buzzy is a little overmatched right there.
Well, it's not so much about being overmatched. I think what's going to happen, Knoppenberger's just going to settle him down and tell him, listen, you got to give up the ball. I don't think he wants him dribbling it as much. They know that he's not a regular, and they're collapsing on him. They're double teaming him, and it's shaking him a little bit. Otherwise, he's done a pretty good job handling the ball.
Phil, we've already seen Berliner's ability to bring the ball up. You think that's a viable alternative for the Bears?
Well, all they have to do is pass the ball, Jimmy, move it. They don't have to have any one man dribble it that long. Just move the ball around and pass it. You got to remember, J.P. Stevens is noted for their defense. They will smother you. And if they think they have an edge, and I'm sure Coach Cirillo saw that this is a young man that doesn't normally play, let's collapse down on him. They did it twice and drew a foul, and they did it again and stole the ball.
You know, one thing I should mention, John, before you say something, East Brunswick is only 2 points down, and they have been really playing even all the way, yet Greg Berliner really hasn't asserted himself yet. When he gets on fire, that's when the Bears really start to turn it on. So that could be a factor later on.
Well, I'll tell you this, if Zahn stays on fire, then Berliner won't have to get on fire.
All right, 6:15 to go here in the second period. The Bears trail 20-18, but they have the ball. And Brill's back in. And so Coach Knoppenberger made the change, took Landis out. There's Berliner in some traffic, and East Brunswick will keep possession. Brill right down the middle, can't make it though, and work with the rebound.
A nice move, but the ball didn't fall.
Newsom, he's hot outside. That's about the fourth or fifth he's made from out there.
Well, he's got 12 points on 6 field goals.
Tony Newsom, just a sophomore.
East Brunswick trails by 4, 22-18. Steenvoorden can't put it in. Wart with the rebound.
All unintentional. All unintentional. He was on the ground and Berliner ran over him.
Well, a lot to do about nothing. Stevens has the ball. That's Newsom.
And I believe somebody's going to have to do something about him.
And a foul on Bravado.
Newsom has 14 points on 7 field goals.
Well, Jimmy, what they're going to have to do is simply cheat out a little bit in the zone, or either go to man-to-man in order to stop him from having that open shot.
All right, Harmon goes out, Forte comes in. Foul was on Bravado. East Brunswick trails by 6, 24-18 with 4:54 to go before half. Brill gets it back, looking underneath. Zahn with the ball, can't do it.
Here's only getting 1 shot.
Bravado in the center. And a travel called against Bravado. I thought for a moment they were going to call a foul on Brill. So East Brunswick gets it back. Forte. Brill with the shot. Yes.
That's his first bucket.
The silencer.
24-20.
Yeah, the Bears really needed that one.
Here's Mido. Off the glass, Berliner with the rebound. The Bears trail by 4. 3:57 to go before half. Berliner can't get to the ball.
Bad pass.
There's another pass that goes astray, but Ward comes down with it. And he hits.
Wow, there's a traveling there and it wasn't called, John. John Ward took a step and the officials never called it.
26-20, Stevens by 6. Steenvoorden inside to Berliner, and a foul's called on Mayers, I believe.
And that's his second foul, so he has to watch it. Only the 4th team foul for Stevens, so they have one more to give. Or, excuse me, that's the last one they can give before the bonus situation.
Well, Coach Cirilla has just made three substitutions, so he's giving his players a break.
Berliner, Forte, puts it up off the rim. That's Golden with the rebound to Miller. Miller, yeah, he'll think better about that. Newsom, he's the hot man for Stevens. Vance Adams, and a foul is called on Berliner.
If Gray would have just went up straight with that block, it wouldn't have been called a foul. The fact that he reached in and had to be called a foul.
So Vance Adams will go to the line. And he'll shoot 2. $27-20 now, Stevens by 7. In and out. Zahn can't hold on to it. And the travel against Bravado.
Rocky Bravado, after making a fine rebound in the land of the Giants, travels with the ball.
Here comes Berliner. He's going to take it himself. Can't do it though. Adams with the rebound. And Stevens will keep possession. .240 to go. Second period action. Stevens by 7, 27-20 over the Bears.
He's saying one shot, I believe Coach Cirilla's called for. With 2 minutes to go? Or maybe it's the number 1 play, obviously.
Luso. Berliner. Knocked away by Miller. East Brunswick will keep it.
Greg seems to think he was fouled, but I tell you, East Brunswick's got to move the ball around more. They got too many people dribbling the ball much too long. They got to pass it around.
Zahn looking for Berliner underneath. Knocked out by Miller. Ciato, he's going to drive, and a foul is called. I think East Brunswick's got to do more of that. Take it right to the basket.
Well, it was a good move by Ciato there. Drew the foul, almost got the basket.
Foul on Newsom.
No, I think that's Bravado, John.
Okay.
That's his second foul.
Bears trail by 9, 29-20. Ciato hits. He'll get another.
Seattle's 2 best games have been against Cedar Ridge and J.P. Stevens, so he can come alive here.
Off the rim, Adams brings it down, and Newsom will bring it up. Bravado, he hits. 31-21, Stevens by 10.
Well, I got to tell you, the East Brunswick defense was designed to make Stevens shoot from outside. The only problem is they're connecting.
Steenvoorden, who is in for Brill. Zahn underneath the Berliner.
Great pass.
Nice pass.
Well, that's what the Bears want, but opportunities have been few and far between.
31-23.
All right, that's an 8-point cushion, and obviously East Brunswick wants to keep it under 10 before the half.
We're down to 120. And Stevens will just slow it down. Under a minute now before half. Bravado in trouble, gets it out. Miller will take the shot. Zahn comes down with the rebound. To Berliner, to Forte, to Seattle, nice pass. The Bears cut it to 6 now, 31-25.
And that's what I've been talking about, John. All they got to do is have good movement of the ball.
Down to 25 seconds.
I think once they got past the half-court stripe, they didn't put the ball on the floor.
Stevens will play for one shot. Miller looking for Adams. Knocked away by Berliner.
Almost had the steal.
And Collins will come in for Forte. Put a little height on this inbounds pass.
Not only that, but to protect Forte and now Seattle from getting their third foul.
Good move by Malcolm.
To Bravado. Newsom with the jumper. No good this time.
Okay. East Brunswick going to go to the line. 2 seconds left. That was an important sequence right there, gentlemen.
Foul was on Adams. East Brunswick trails by 6, 31-25. 2 seconds to go, but Zahn will go to the line.
And Billy Zahn, one of the more dependable foul shooters for East Brunswick, especially in the stretch run here.
There you see a picture of Bill Zahn.
Oh, they switched to foul shooters. They say it's not Billy Zahn.
Sean Collins.
Well, thus far, this first half anyway, the officiating leaves a little to be desired. Anyway, Collins will be at the line. Misses. And Wirt comes down with the rebound. That'll be it for the half. So at the end of the first half, it's J.P. Stevens 31, East Brunswick 25, and we'll be back in just a moment. All right, it's halftime here at Rutgers Athletic Center. The Bears trail 31-25, and guys, here we go again. We're starting to see two different East Brunswick teams. The first period, tough defense, good ball handling, good shooting. Second period, they come out a little lethargic. Newsom gets hot for Stevens, and at one point there was a 10-point lead by J.P. Stevens.
John, I feel a little more comfortable with the lead being 6 points. I think East Brunswick had a good possibility of going in the halftime being down by 10 or more points, and that puts a little different shade on the game. 6 points, you know, that can be made up the first couple of minutes of the third quarter. So, all told, considering that Newsom had 8 field goals for 16 points, was a major factor, I think East Brunswick has to feel a little good about the situation right now.
Phil, your thoughts?
Well, they're only down 6 points. If they were down 10 or 12, then I would say East Brunswick's got them right where they want them. Lately, they've been used to being down by that much and coming back, but you got to feel pretty good the way things are right now. Right now, I'm just terribly impressed with Billy Zahn. I think he's made the difference. He's going to the board. He's making crucial shots. You know, Greg Berliner is going to come around, and the other players are going to come around a little bit. East Brunswick has shown in the past that when it gets to the fourth quarter, they got more energy, they got more strength because they're better conditioned than most teams in the county. And Knoppenberger may be concerned, but certainly not worried at this point.
Okay, we should point out, too, that East Brunswick has never won a county championship. So there's a lot of pressure, and this is the finals. Good first half that we've seen. Jim, I know you have the totals thus far.
I do have some scoring. John, the point that I wanted to make also is the fact that East Brunswick, having won the last 2 games on last-second shots, they know what it is to be in a tight contest,
Good point.
and I think that's going to be to their benefit in the second half. Okay, both Greg Berliner and Billy Zahn have 8 points on 4 field goals apiece. Chris Ciato has 7 points. And then the only other scorer is Chris Brill with 2 points. So that's been the brunt of the scoring for East Brunswick. Interestingly, Brian Forte has no points, but he has 2 fouls. Ciato has 2 fouls. Brill has 2 fouls. And both Berliner and Buzzy Landis have 1 foul apiece. The fact that Greg only has 1 foul at halftime could be an important factor. He can play aggressively.
Yeah.
Okay, we mentioned that Tony Newsom on 8 field goals has 16 points, and he has been the key factor. Stevens' ability to hit the outside shot. East Brunswick, we mentioned, has done a good job in blocking out the inside for Stevens, and that has been their pass strength. Tony Mayers just 2 points on 1 field goal. Rocky Bravado is the second leading scorer with 8 points on 4 field goals. John Wirt just 1 field goal for 2 points. Bob Mido 1 field goal, 2 points, and Vance Adams has a foul shot for a single point. And Mayers, Pravato, and Vance Adams all have 2 fouls. So that's the scoring and that's the foul situation.
Okay, we're seeing a good, aggressive game. J.P. Stevens, East Brunswick, and we'll be ready for the second half in just a moment. All right, you see the halftime score as we get ready for the third period. East Brunswick trails by 6, 31-25, and Stevens will start off this second half. Stevens in the white, East Brunswick in the green. This is Bravado looking inside for Mayers. Back to Newsom, and they'll move it on the outside.
John, I feel like, gotta believe that Stevens is not going to be as hot on the outside shooting, and perhaps these first 3-4 minutes is going to tell a lot about the second half.
East Brunswick still in the 2-1-2.
Newsom, and a foul is called.
That's on Ciato, and it is. That's his 3rd foul.
I think too, Jim and Phil, that Stevens does not want to have a repeat of that McCutcheon game where East Brunswick just got so hot. I think they're going to slow the tempo down just a bit and try to control the game as much as they can.
Well, Johnny, I don't know why they would stop doing what has been working for them.
Oh, and a foul is called. Now that foul was called by the ref who was outside and not by the ref underneath watching the action.
A good point, John. It was a foul, but the whistle was late and it was called by the off referee.
Right. That's by on Berliner. So that's a 2nd foul.
And Ciato comes out and Harmon goes in. Mayers will go to the line.
John, I'm not sure this is the time for Stevens to be cautious, is what I'm saying before. I think that you continue to do the things that work for you until they stop working for you.
I don't even know if they know how to be cautious.
We're coming to you from the Rutgers Athletics Center, the finals of the GMC. East Brunswick trailing by 6, 25-31, as Mayers misses 2 free throws. This is Harmon. I'm sorry, Forte to Harmon. Berliner now on the outside. Brill with the shot. He hits, and he needs to get into this game.
You're right, John. He's got to take that shot more.
31-27. J.P. Stevens. And they go back to a half-court game. That's Newsom. He's been hot all night for the Hawks. Wirt having a little trouble controlling the ball. Off the rim, Berliner with the rebound.
Good defense by Chris Brill, forcing a bad shot by Wirt.
And again, every time Berliner grabs a rebound, he sets a record of his own.
Give and go. Off the glass to Brill.
Well, you asked for it, John. You asked that Brill get in the game, and he's there.
Well, I said he would be an important player in this game, and he still may be a big factor.
31-29. Here's Newsom. No good this time. Zahn with the rebound. East Brunswick has a chance to tie it. 5:51 to go, third period. Forte to Brill. Into Berliner. And a foul is called on Mayers.
And that's his third. Gentlemen, you sense the same situation developing? East Brunswick starting the momentum off in the third period.
Exactly.
Harmon tied up. Berliner inside, and a charge is called. I don't know how you can call a charge when you don't have the ball.
Well, I think the game official felt that Greg was backing in the Stevens player established position. Nonetheless, that's Greg's third foul, so he's got to watch it.
All right, Mayers on a turnaround, no good. East Brunswick is on. This kid's playing a hell of a game tonight.
Yeah, and they're owning the defensive boards.
Berliner, Brill. Forte with the shot. He ties it up, 31.
That's Brian's first shot, and that's his first bucket. Bears were down by 9 points at one time. Stevens takes a timeout, John.
Timeout, J.P. Stevens, 5:05 to go.
Well, we got an interesting situation here. East Brunswick is on a roll, but Berliner picks up his third foul. Two quick ones here in the third quarter. He's got to watch it.
Good point, Jimmy. The thing about it is you just knew Knoppenberger was going to start going down low to Berliner because Mayers had 3 fouls on him, and then right in the split second, Berliner gets a foul on him, which probably changes that thought a little bit.
And it really was an unfortunate foul, especially the second one. We noticed that the first foul of the second half was kind of late, and then all of a sudden Greg is called for backing into another player. We didn't have a good position on that, so we really can't comment.
But let's look at the positive side of it. East Brunswick's doing what they've done all year. They never lose their cool once they're behind, and here it is early third quarter, and they have the score tied. You got to have a good feeling about things. Tony Newsom has cooled off a little bit also, so East Brunswick is sitting pretty right now.
31-31. 5:05 to go, third period action. As East Brunswick comes out of their timeout. Stevens will have the ball. They move it around. Bravado, blocked by Berliner. Newsom to Mayers. Mayers can't do it. He follows his own rebound, puts it in. There's on all by himself. And he hits it. We're tied at 33.
Good heads-up play by Seattle.
I'm sure Knoppenberger had that one mapped out. They got one bucket out of it.
Miller being pressured. Here's Newsom. Mayers inside. Over Berliner, he hits. Stolen by Miller. And both teams caught asleep.
Just a great
Mayers, nice move. So, 4 quick points for Stevens.
Just an utterly great move by Tony Mayer.
37-33, the Hawks by 4.
I think Berliner's wary of getting his foul.
Berliner hits, 35-37. The Bears down by 2. Ball kicked out by Zahn.
I would watch for Stevens to continue to get the ball inside to Tony Mayers.
Can't do it. Zahn comes down with the rebound. Almost stolen. And they call it white ball. So it'll go to Stevens.
A lot of slapping at the ball there.
Work. Little travel. Yes, and they call it.
The same one they didn't call it during the first period. Same move.
37-35, the Bears down by 2. 3:25 to go here in the third period. The finals of the GMC. Forte to Brill. Brill takes it, dumps it off to Zahn underneath. Nice play.
Stevens collapsed, trying to come on top of Forte, and Bryant found the open man.
That is an assist.
Under 3 minutes in the period. We're tied at 37. Newsom. He continues his hot hand. And Mido will come in for Miller for the Hawks.
Stevens with the press.
Drive, yes, nice play. We're tied at 39.
Seattle is penetrating and it's paying off.
Newsom looking to take that jumper, he does. Off the rim, Berliner with the rebound.
That was a forced shot by Tony Newsom there.
Watch it, Greg.
East Brunswick ball kicked out by Bravado. Inbounds to Brill. Knocked away. Newsom comes up with it. Mido to Newsom. Knocked away by Brill. Good D.
That was a super play right there. Prevented a certain 2 points. I think Chris was even willing to give up the foul on that.
1:53 to go, third period. We're tied at 39. Mido, no good. Ciano with the rebound.
Not sure that Stevens wanted that 1 minute shot.
Long pass down for Berliner off the hands of a Stevens player, so East Brunswick will have it under their basket.
Wow, they were fortunate there. I was looking for Knoppenberger to jump up off the bench on that pass, but he kept his cool.
Berliner from the outside, off the rim. Ciano.
Getting some very important rebounds.
Throws one up, bad shot. Wirt comes down with it. Newsom, he'll take it. Can't do it. Follows up. Mayers, he can't do it. And Zahn with the rebound, and he's fouled by Newsom.
I don't know where the official got that one.
I'll tell you this. The last 3 plays, I've been holding my breath because I thought Greg Berlin was going to get a foul, and the officials have been rather kind. He's been rather physical, and they could easily call it, but they haven't.
All right, Forte, he needs some help in the backcourt.
Pressure here.
Berliner.
Nice poise by East Brunswick.
Ciano. Up and under. He hits. 41-39. The Bears take the lead with under a minute to go here in the third period.
So East Brunswick battles back from a 9-point deficit to take the lead here.
Bravado forces one up. Off the rim, Zahn with the rebound. What can you say about that game? This game
Bill
tonight?
Zahn and Chris Ciano are playing the games of their lives.
Oh, I think it's more of a combination of the whole team coming together, gentlemen.
They're sticking out a little bit more, Jimmy, that's all.
Okay.
All right, East Brunswick will play for the last shot of the period. They lead by 2. Berliner, there's Forte underneath.
Super play.
And he puts it up. No foul call. Good play by Ciano. He can't control it though. And Mido, 10 seconds to go.
Not all that much time left.
Mido will take the shot. Misses. Brewer with the rebound. That'll be it for the third period. East Brunswick 43, Stevens 39.
All in all, very satisfactory quarter for East Brunswick, I have to think. Berliner, well, it's really interesting just to look at the scoring that quarter. Brill, Zahn, Forte, and Ciano all had 2 field goals. Berliner had one, interestingly enough. So there was even scoring on the part of the Bears. And, of course, Phil noted that both Ziotto and Billy Zahn are playing extraordinarily well. East Brunswick has started to control the boards now, I think even on both ends. That's an important factor. And very simply, J.P. Stevens is not hitting the outside shot like it did. The only two scorers for Stevens that quarter were Mayers on 3 shots, and that was only after Berliner had his 3rd foul. Newsom had the only other field goal, and the rest of the team has been shut out.
Well, I tell you, Jimmy, one thing needs to be said right now, win or lose, and I'll say it at this juncture of the game, you got to think of character. This year's East Brunswick team has a lot of character. They've been in tight spots numerous times during the year, and somehow they just gut it out and do what they've done in practice. And that goes to Coach Knoppenberger. He's prepared them so well.
You know, I don't want to say it too much, but with all the excitement going on, but we have a state tournament coming up, and the Bears, by virtue of getting the top seed in the Central Jersey Group 4, will get a first-round bye, but we'll play the winner next week, and we don't know exactly what the day will be. Maybe Wednesday. Play the winner of Hunterdon Central and Manalapan at East Brunswick. So that's going to be probably the last opportunity to see this team on its home court.
Okay, this is it, the last 8 minutes of the GMC championship game. East Brunswick's out in front, 43-39, and they have the ball. Brill, driving, looking for some help now. Forte, he'll take the shot, he forces it off the rim. And Bravado passes it right to Forte. Forte's going to go on the drive. Knocked away by Bravado. Bravado, he's not blocked from behind.
Oh, mercy.
Oh, look at play, aren't they?
They are letting them play, and I love it.
What's he say, Phil? No harm, no foul?
Oh, really?
All right, the Bears with the ball. Brill. Berliner from the outside, off the rim. Brill has it though. Puts it up, can't do it. Mayers with the rebound. Newsom now will bring it down for the Hawks.
Of course, every bucket is important at this juncture.
Bravado, here's Mayers. No, won't go. Brill, Zahn finally puts a grip on it. And Berliner will bring it up. Underneath, nice pass, Brill was on.
Oh, mercy. What a play. What a play.
East Brunswick using that teamwork.
45-39, the Bears by 6. Mayers. He fights his way in for the hoop. 6:20 to go in the game. East Brunswick 4-point lead. Berliner can't control it. Bravado. Berliner and Bravado. Oh, foul is called on Berliner.
Oh, no.
Not sure who you can call a foul on that one. Anyway, that is East Brunswick's 4th team foul, so there's no bonus situation.
Timeout for East Brunswick.
Oh, wait, there's some confusion. Yes, you're right. Timeout, East Brunswick. 45-41, the Bears by 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Bears have a 4-point lead, but it's precarious at this situation. Berliner has only scored 10 points, but you just can't afford to lose him in this game. He plays so many other things well. He's been great on defense tonight, and he is really the cement in that team, I think.
Well, the thing about it, what sticks in your mind is that he's been so very physical on a number of occasions there where they could have called fouls, then where he's hustling for the ball, where it could have easily end up being a jump ball, they call a foul on it, seemingly premature, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, and it's also, and Berliner, of course, is also the player that East Brunswick most likely is going to go to when the going gets real tough. And Tony Mayers has been doing a little bit better when Berliner is in trouble, has had to lay off, and I hate to think what Mayers can do with Craig was out of there.
Well, I think, too, what's important is the East Brunswick guards on defense cannot let Bravado or Miller penetrate enough to dump that ball off to Mayers. They've got to force him outside, tie him up, don't let him put that ball to the floor, force them to pass it from the outside.
Okay, you're right, John, but that's exactly where the ball is going to go. Down deep to Myers, and he's going to try to force Berliner into that 5th foul.
All right, 6:10 to go here in the 4th period. The Bears are up by 4, 45-41. Stevens has the ball.
There you go.
We'll see what they call, a jump ball.
Stevens possession.
Good play by Brill.
And J.P. Stevens didn't try to hide it. They're going right down to Myers.
Do a little housekeeping here.
Well, I'll tell you, this game is everything we thought it would be.
Newsom. They've got Berliner in a guard position on defense. He's up front. They've got Zahn and Brill underneath. Here's Bravado from the outside, no good. Forte with the rebound.
Phil, you think the Bears should become a little more deliberate at this point?
Well, I like what Knoppenberger has done by bringing Berliner out. He doesn't have him down there so he can bump with Myers so he can get that 5th foul.
Brill on the turnaround.
Just a good move by the coach.
Covers his own rebound underneath to Forte. Nice pass, but Ryan throws one up. Adams with the rebound. East Brunswick's got to come up with some better shot selection.
Yeah, really. I think they have to become a little more deliberate. Maybe that's a little bit of that sophomore-itis. You know, Brian has been playing really well tonight, but he just has to show a little bit more discipline.
All right, it's still 45-41, 5:10 to go here in the 4th period. Newsom outside. That's his shot. Bears lead is cut to 2. Mayers is on Berliner.
It's quite a shot right there. Probably the 2 best players in the county.
Very physical game now. Forte to Zahn. Off the glass. Billy Zahn. 47-43. East Brunswick.
They've been Zahnicized again.
Newsom, but Forte with another key rebound.
East Brunswick looking to fast break after each miss.
Forte looking for someone to move. Brill now looking things over. We're under 4 minutes to go. Zahn all by himself. Underneath to Ciato. Ciato puts it up! 49-43.
I don't believe it. They posted Seattle down low and he puts the ball up between the Giants. Unbelievable.
Just your regular pivot play right there.
You can't say enough about Bill Zahn and Chris Ciato tonight.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Substitution, John Work coming in for Stevens. They want that back underneath.
East Brunswick by 6, 49-43.
I think that's the biggest lead, John.
Berliner with the steal.
Heads up play. East Brunswick really doesn't need to score a lot of points now. Just hold on to the ball.
And Berliner's been playing up front on defense.
There it is.
Mercy.
The East Brunswick side is going nuts.
I'll tell you how now.
J.P. Stevens.
I'll tell you, John, I want to stand up on it.
Oh gosh, what can you say about the play of East Brunswick in the second half? I assert it's a total team effort here. Everybody is playing an important role. Every player on the court right now is playing an important game. I'd hate to pick the most valuable player, quite truthfully.
Well, we're not going to worry about valuable player, but the great movement by East Brunswick as a team right now is the great difference, and they look great.
And isn't it something, gentlemen, how we knew what this team was all about, and that they would play one good first half, another game they play a good second half. We knew they had the capability of playing the way they are in front of the entire county, and now leading by 8 points with just 3 minutes to go, they could have their first ever county championship.
this and the Metuchen game are not for those that have a bad heart. 3:06 to go in the game. East Brunswick 51, Stevens 43. We're at the rack, as they call it here in New Brunswick. Well, actually, Piscataway.
That's right. Malpenberger's telling them right now, listen, do not make mistakes. We want to make good passes. We want to eat up some time on the clock as well.
And look at the East Brunswick crowd. Standing ovation for the Bears.
Well, this is uncharted territory for the Bears. And I think they're starting to smell something here. A lot of time to go in the game.
All right, bravado to Miller. Stevens with the ball.
It's an important possession right here.
Miller puts it up and hits. 45-51. East Brunswick will take as much time as they need. Mayers tries to make the play on Berliner. Forte. Seattle all by himself. They didn't see him. Miller with the steal. Bravado. Forte with the rebound. He's come up with about 6 key rebounds this the second half. 2:27 to go in the game.
Well, East Brunswick going to slow down, obviously.
Berliner. Zahn. And the foul is called. I can't believe it. They called it against Berliner.
Oh, mercy.
My God.
Mercy.
And Greg is out of the game. Not the way you want to see one of the best players in the county come out of the game.
But you gotta like it. He's going to his teammates and he's telling them, listen, I'm gone, but carry on. You gotta like it. Great ball.
Greg finishes with just 10 points, far below his season's average of 22, but important game now. This is going to be very tense time. Stevens is going to the line.
All right, Mayers will be at the line. He'll shoot 1 and 1.
Needless to say, big buckets, John, right here.
Misses the first. And they knock it out of bounds. Mayers actually knocked it out of bounds. So East Brunswick will take over.
Now, I have to say, even with Berliner out of here, East Brunswick still has a quality team that can hold on to the ball. So that ought to be their strategy.
And that's the important thing right now.
Oh, no. Brill was on back to Brill, and Brill couldn't hold on to it. 2:15 to go in the game, 51-45. The Bears by 6. Newsom can't do it. Steengorden, who's in, has the rebound. Oh, no! Mercy!
Mercy! John, you will see that done. You will see that done 50 times during the year and never call.
Steengorden trying to regain possession, and they call a foul on him. Wood can't do it. Zahn with the rebound.
Big rebound. Big rebound.
Wood being pressured. They get it to Seattle. What are they going to call? No. A travel against Seattle.
We're seeing some exciting and strange things right now.
Bravado, Newsom with the jumper. Hit from behind by Forte. Steengorden. Brill. Seattle, and they'll try to slow it down. 1:48 to go in the game. Forte now.
Boy, Stevens with 4 opportunities on fouls and rebounds and calls. Oh, foul.
East Brunswick keeps it. Well, I'm just going to let the action go from here.
That is a no harm, no foul, Terry.
I heard it not making any call, but dear Lord.
1:30 to go in the game. It's been crazy these last 2 minutes. Miller bumping Forte all over, and they finally call the foul.
Stevens desperately trying to foul to stop the clock with only 1:23. That's right. I'll tell you what, to East Brunswick favor, Stevens still has to give up 2 more fouls before they go to the line.
Mike Miller is tough, though. He's an all-state soccer player, and he's all over the place defensively.
All right, Brill will throw it in for the Bears. They lead by 6, 51-45.
Oh, what a break for East Brunswick.
I'll say.
They were about to call timeout because of 5 seconds was elapsing, and they got a break from the official.
Good heads-up call by Brill. He calls a timeout. Can't find an open man. 51-45, 1:23 to go here for the GMC championship.
Go ahead, Phil, you talk. I don't know what to say.
Do we have access to a shower?
I'll tell you, this is what it's all about. It's a championship game, and it's just great. This is what the high school championships are all about. East Brunswick have done themselves proud to this point. It's just been an exciting game. What else can you say?
If anybody's interested in the scoring, and I'm not quite sure they are, Billy Zahn is the leading scorer for the Bears. As a matter of fact, he has 3 of the 4 field goals in the fourth quarter. He's got 18 points, either 16 or 18 points, I believe. And Seattle has, I think, 11. Berliner, of course, fouled out with 10. So the strategy and the play that Mappenberger is setting up right now is to inbounds the ball. Stevens, of course, is going to try to foul real quick. I think they would like to get East Brunswick to go to the line and force a miss and get the ball back. So Stevens needs essentially 3 possessions or 3 buckets to tie this game. And as we have seen, there apparently is plenty of time.
All right, 1:23 to go in the game. 51-45, East Brunswick. East Brunswick will try just to hold on where they can. Stevens has to foul. And that wasn't a foul, that was a game. That was a mugging.
Mappenberg's asking for intentional foul, but he won't get it.
So the Bears will take it out from the side. 1:13 to go. Forte and Miller with the foul.
That will be a 2-shot foul.
Well, it's going to be 2 shots either way, but it's important whether it's intentional. The question is it a 2-shot foul because he was going up, or is it intentional? If it's intentional, it's important because they get the ball back.
It's a technical.
Well, it's not called a technical, John. It's just that you bring the players back on this. And I believe that East Brunswick will get the ball back.
It's the intentional foul.
I thought maybe someone had made a comment to the ref. No,
It's the intentional foul, 2 shots, and East Brunswick will get the ball back.
All right, Brian, this is the first one. Hits the second, 52-45.
And I'll tell you, that was an important bucket because that gives them the odd point. And look who gets the ball here. It's the green.
The Bears by 7, 1:12 to go in the game.
Nice inbounds by the Bears.
And a foul on Newsom.
And it's 1-1.
So far, the green and white have not folded. They haven't folded here. Berliner fouls out with a 4-point lead. East Brunswick is extending it.
All right, Seattle at the line. He'll get a second. 53-45.
He sinks this one. I think we got it wrapped up, boys.
Off the rim. Newsom with the rebound. Newsom's going to try to take it to the glass himself. He does. Timeout. Stevens. 53-47. 1:03 to go.
Well, as we have seen, stranger things have happened in basketball games. The Bears with a seemingly comfortable 6-point lead and possession of the ball, but this game is not over. I think the foul shot by Seattle, if they had sunk it, would have given them a 9-point lead. I mean, more comfortable.
Well, I'll tell you, John, Coach Tony Cirillo has his team in the huddle right now, and he's telling them, listen, we got to get up a shot very quickly, and we cannot foul once we get there. We got to play tough defense, but we've got to be able to get the ball back without fouling. It's not an impossible mission. Unfortunately, they don't have the 3-point shot here. If they did, that might be of an advantage to them.
Okay.
East Brunswick comes into this game 23-2 after a last-second win over Metuchen Thursday night. And I thought that was one of the more exciting games I've seen. All right, East Brunswick will inbound the ball. He's on the line. Nice play there by Mayers, I believe.
And I got a comment. I think the sportsmanship by both teams has been really great tonight. There's been a lot of emotion in the past, this being the third game that these two teams have played. And by the way, they may play again in Central Jersey Group 4.
Miller. Mido to Mayers. Mayers hits. And Stevens calls a timeout with 48 seconds, 53-49.
Well, it's not over by a long shot.
It's not.
As they say, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
I'm sitting here on pins and needles, guys.
Who's sitting?
Well, if I tell you, Coach Knoppenberger is telling his team right now, listen, we got to make good passes. We got to control that ball. And we don't want silly fouls ourselves at this juncture of the game, because they're both in a 1-on-1 situation right now.
Bears by 4 points, 48 seconds, 53-49.
Knoppenberger has got to come up with a play that gets that ball across the half-court line. That's very important, because what that does is force Stevens to foul the East Brunswick Bears, and then they'll go to the line and get that opportunity to get more points.
I haven't seen any substitution, but I wouldn't be surprised if you put the better ball handlers in the court, out on the court at this juncture of the game. But he's going with his veterans, and you can't blame him for that.
Steve Morden is going to inbounds. No, I'm sorry. It'll be Brill inbounding the ball.
Well, I would think this last 48 seconds are going to be exciting. Here we go. Forte has it. Brill, they're being pressured. They got to get it up court. Forte's got to get over the line. He does, the Seattle.
Oh, that was close.
What a hires! What a diving attempt. No good. Brill. And Brill is fouled by Miller. 30 seconds.
Boy, you got to admire Tony Myers on that
Tony
play.
Myers can play for me anytime. I said at the beginning of the game, he's one of the finest athletes in Middlesex County, and he showed great effort there.
These kids are just giving it everything they've got this evening. Okay, with 30 seconds left, John.
53-49.
Probably the most important foul shots East Brunswick's going to shoot this year. Thus far, anyway.
Brill's a 69% shooter from the foul line.
No good. Ward with the rebound. 27 seconds. Bravado. Throws it up and hits. 53-51. 17 seconds. Forte. He's being tackled. And a foul is called. I think on Newsom.
Wow. It's almost too bad the foul was called. Brian Forte flowing down through a pass up court. Put an open man.
Brian will go to the line. Here's the scene. We have 14 seconds left. The Bears by a bucket, 53-51. Forte at the foul line.
And Brian's a 53% shooter from the foul line.
Yes! 54-51. The Bears by 3.
How's that for a sophomore pressure shooting?
That's the second biggest basket of his career.
All of these Brunswick's players are down court. Forte finishing the 1-and-1. Misses, but that's all right. Mayers to Bravado. 10 seconds. He hit. 54-53. Timeout, J.P. Stevens. 6 seconds to go.
That's it. There's a technical foul. Stevens did not have any more timeouts left. How you like that one?
I think they knew it.
See, isn't that unfortunate for J.P. Stevens?
I don't think it was an accident.
No, I don't either.
You think they were willing to risk the technical foul anyway? Because you know what happens? East Brunswick, I believe, gets possession of the ball, do they not, Phil?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
They had possession anyway, so.
Well, did he call technical or timeout? I think he made the timeout sign, Jimmy.
Let's see what we got here. Okay.
It can't be, Jimmy.
All right, apparently that was the fourth timeout for Stevens.
Timeout sign.
All right, we have 6 seconds to go. East Brunswick by 1, 54-53. They'll have the ball once time is called back in.
Well, Knoppenberger's telling them, listen, we're going to try to get the ball, try to get a good pass to get it in, a safe pass. If we aren't able to do that, call timeout again. I believe they have a timeout to give.
They're walking toward the foul stripe here. Here we go.
All right, it was a technical, I believe.
Jimmy was right.
And Brewer will shoot the technical.
And as I said before, it was not an accident by J.P. Stevens. They knew what they were doing.
He hits. 55-53.
And this can ice the game right here.
Yes! 56-53. Good.
And East Brunswick is the champions of the Greater Middlesex Conference for 1986-87.
Brad puts his finger in the air. We're number one, and they certainly are.
Steenborn, he's fouled.
Intentional foul, 2 shots.
5 seconds.
It's all academic now. I think the green and white got themselves a championship. And a lot of emotion is going to be displayed on the floor after this one. I think East Brunswick has waited a long time to be able to claim victory here. A lot of critics have claimed that they couldn't come through when the going got tough, when a big crowd was here.
Steenborn hits. 57-53.
Gentlemen, I'll include myself among that group. But it's really nice to see the Bears win one.
57-53, 5 seconds, 4, 3. East Brunswick is the GMC champs. 57-53, and we'll let the picture do the talking.
Stars in this game tonight, John. You look at the team right now. I look back and I see those 2 foul shots by sophomore Brian Forte.
Knoppenberger raises his finger. We're number one, and the East Brunswick crowd responds. They are number one.
We're going to stay here for the awards presentation. You see Coach Knoppenberger and his team. 24-2 now are the Bears. GMC champions.
I got to tell you, I feel good for Frank Knoppenberger this time.
A superb job. A superb job. And I'll tell you another person that's got to have a good feeling at this time, Charlie King, handing out the plaques to
the various team members. He's got to feel real good.
He's wound up. I gotta tell you, I know what he's feeling because he's felt rather frustrated during the course of the season.
Cristiano,
Well deserved.
Greg Berliner fouls out.
there's your MVP of the game, gentlemen, in my opinion.
That's my vote also.
Bill's on.
Finishes with 18 points. Brill hitting those 2 foul shots at the end.
And there's the team trophy. GMC champs, East Brunswick High School. And we'll be back in just a minute to wrap up this exciting game. Gentlemen, what can you say? I mean, a J.P. Stevens, East Brunswick game, third game.
Typical.
You know, John, it's interesting that a lot of people feel that when you play a team for the third time, it's considerably more difficult to beat them. In winning this GMC title, East Brunswick had to beat Perth Amboy, who it had beaten twice, and then it had to beat Metuchen. Of course, they hadn't played them, being a Group 1 team. And then they beat Stevens for the third time, and there is a possibility that they may meet up with the Hawks in Central Jersey Group 4, although let's be gratified about what happened tonight. An extraordinary team effort, especially in the second half. And I think we can't say a lot about the foul shooting towards the end. Brian Forte hitting that 1 foul shot to give him the odd point advantage, and then Chris Brill, the senior, having a little trouble during the course of the game, but he really took over and sunk those 2 fouls that iced the game for them.
Well, you know, I look at the game now, reflecting on it. Berliner did not score the points that he normally scores, but he was the heart tonight. He was out there vocalizing to the team, pumping them up. Chris Ciotto, Bill Zahn come in with super games that very much were needed. You get in the second half, and Brill playing great defense, making some steals. Forte's pulling down, I think, 6 or 7 consecutive rebounds.
That's right.
Steenvoorden comes in, pulls a rebound, makes a shot. Everyone was contributing.
That's a fact. I'll tell you one thing that has crystallized at this point in time, Frank Knoppenberger. Frank Knoppenberger has simply outcoached everybody he's played. If we're honest about it, we've seen a number of teams that seem to have more talent than East Brunswick, but not more savvy. They haven't been prepared as well. And these youngsters have worked hard. Frank Knoppenberger did a move there where he pulled Berliner out as a guard. It was a brilliant move at the time there, and it paid off. Berliner, as you pointed out once again, once he fouled out, he didn't hang his head. He went out onto the court to his friend, to his teammates, and said, "Hey, let's take it. It's our time. Let's take it." On the bench, he was one of the main cheerleaders there. It's a type of season that they'll talk about years from now.
It's true, and the nice thing about it was when it came down to it, it was a team effort. Everyone contributed. The guys coming off the bench did their part. They knew their roles. No one played or tried to play above their capabilities. And what can you say about J.P. Stevens? A gutty effort. I mean, Tony Mayer's tough game, bravado handling the ball. Newsom,
super.
who looked
Sophomore
just
to
super,
watch,
a
isn't he?
sophomore.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him for a 4th time. He's Stevens.
It'd be interesting. I'm sorry, I lost the scoring on J.P. Stevens somewhere in the last 2 minutes, but I think I got a handle on East Brunswick. Billy Zahn, the high scorer tonight with 18 points, 2, 4, 5 field goals coming in the second half. Very important buckets off great passes. Right? Okay. Chris Ciotto was the second leading scorer with 14 points. And then Berliner had 10, which brings him down to 65 to become the all-time leading scorer for East Brunswick. He may have an opportunity. It all depends on how successful East Brunswick is in the state tournament. It looks like we'll need 2 or 3 games in order to pass that mark.
Well, he only needs 19 or 20 points to be the all-time single season leader.
That's correct. And he'll take that, won't he? Okay, Chris Brill, 8 points with those 2 crucial foul shots toward the end. Brian Forte, just 6 points, but he too also hit some foul shots. Steve Worden hit a foul shot toward the end there, and that gives them the 57 points.
Well, I don't think there's much more we can say. The action said it all, really. East Brunswick winning 57-53. Their first county championship. Hard to believe, but in fact it is. They finished so far 23-2. The state tournament now is what's ahead of them. And it'll be interesting to see where they go in the States. Probably one of the teams you have to favor in the Central Jersey Group 4.
Yeah, John, they're the top seed in the Central Jersey Group 4 bracket, and there are a lot of good teams. That one down there, Stevens, is also being, I think, 3rd or 4th. But you got Trenton Central, which I think may be the 2nd or 3rd team. Neptune from the Shore, Hunterdon Central, Manalapan. I may be even missing a few. Franklin Township and Piscataway from that area. So it's anybody's ball game. But I got to tell you, I like East Brunswick's chances in Central Jersey Group 4 and beyond that.
And
this might be the year that they go all the way.
And why not?
Yeah, really.
Well, you never know. Stranger things have happened, but the 3 of us may be sitting here in less than a month doing East Brunswick and J.P. Stevens for the Central Jersey Group 4 State Championship. I hope it comes down to that. I really do.
Okay.
Before we close, I think there are a number of people we need to thank here, and that is Charlie King, East Brunswick High School Athletic Director, his assistant Mike Plumby, Bud Heilman, the Assistant Director of Athletics at Rutgers, they've all been super to us, making this space available, allowing us to come in to do it. And I really want to thank David Weil and the East Brunswick Library for paying the fee so that we could be here to do this game. And so we hope you enjoyed the game tonight and enjoyed all our games that we've provided you over the course of the season. And hopefully, as I said, maybe there'll be one more game to do. So for Jimmy and Phil, I'm John Meggiolaro saying thanks for being with us. Well, as fate would have it, we're lucky enough to have some of the members of the GMC championship team. And let me just go around. Chris Ciotto, Bill Zahn, Larry Steenvoorden, Greg Berliner, Chris Brill. Gentlemen, what can I say? Let me start this way since it's easier with this microphone. Chris, your feelings?
We played JP when we were in 10th grade. We lost him in our JV tournament. I knew it was going to be a tough game. I knew we were going to win this. I had deep feelings on it. I had a feeling we were going to win this game, and we did.
Greg, you fouled out. What were your feelings on that 5th foul? I know you were a little upset.
Well, I didn't agree with the call, of course, but I know Bill was having a great game, best game ever. Chris played great. Bro played great. I mean, it was obvious I wasn't doing it. You know, I thought we all played great, and I had anything sitting on the bench. I knew they would pull it out. Absolutely there was no doubt in my mind.
Larry, you came off the bench and had a game of your life, pulling down some rebounds, some key shots. Did you ever dream this would happen to you tonight?
Well, last year I remember in the JV tournament, I was on the foul line with 1 second left. Just about today it was 5 seconds, and I missed 2 foul shots. And this year I'm glad I made 1 out of 2. They come to it.
Bill, I said it on the air, and I'm going to say it to your face because I'm proud to say it. I think tonight you were the MVP of the game.
I think we just all played real great. I mean, it was great. I think especially when Greg fouled out, that really brought us together. Because usually we look to Greg, but now we know that we knew before we could look to anybody, and everybody came through.
Chris, I got to ask you, what are you doing down low? Down here with the big boys, I couldn't believe it.
Well, you know, playing against some of the medium-sized guards and stuff, low post moves and get open. And when they key on Berliner, all he has to do is look down and someone's there. Billy was there for a couple easy ones. I was there for a couple easy ones. And if you're giving up the quick layups, you're not going to be able to beat that with your jumper.
Do you guys realize that no other East Brunswick team has ever won a county championship?
Never been in the finals.
You're right, never been in the finals.
That's them and we're us.
Great makeup, great game, guys. We were here for the Metuchen game, and that almost stopped our hearts. And what a team effort. What about Coach Knoppenberger? What can you say about him? Greg, I'll put you on the line here.
Well, I think he deserved it. I mean, he puts in a lot of hours. He really does, and he really wanted us to win, and I think we wanted to win for him. And he's a great coach, and we put it together all in one season. I mean, we did it, and we're the champs. And he's a champion too. He's our coach.
That's right, he is a champ.
We made some key switches in our offense, just subtle things that opened up a lot of backdoor stuff for Bill. You saw it tonight. You know, keep getting those layups, you're going to break the camel's back.
Really. Guys, congratulations. Good luck in the state tournament. And hopefully, we'll be back to do right here when you guys get to the finals of the states. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
All right, hope. Well, I'm pleased to have with me now the winning coach, Frank Knoppenberger. Frank, congratulations. Great win. County champs. It's been a long road.
Yeah, it's funny. You always anticipate, what are you going to say when someone asks you this question? And everyone always says, geez, you just can't explain it. And I'm going to give you the same response. You can't explain it, especially coming back. That's what makes it so rewarding. And to see the excitement with the kids. And, you know, we were down. You know, we were in foul trouble. 3 starters with 2 fouls early in the game. But we hung in there and we kept coming back. Greg fouls out. I turned to the team and I turned to Greg and I said, hey, we're going to win this game. We're going to, and there was no doubt in their mind either. And then as soon as we went to the foul line, I knew we'd be shooting foul shots. I knew we were going to win the game because the kids are poised and they seem to be a pressure-type ball club.
Frank, what'd you say at halftime?
Well, I just said, hey, we've been here before. And we're down 6, I think it was. And I said, hey, we can come back, but this is what we've got to do. And we adjusted, as you saw, we adjusted our offense a little. We moved Greg over on the offense. And the kids, they're so intelligent that I just diagrammed it and we did it. And then it took Stevens a while to adjust. So we just changed our strategy a little bit. And then we got some easy shots because you saw what they were doing. They were doubling on Greg the whole time.
And you moved Greg on defense. You moved Greg up in front. I assume so he would not pick up those fouls.
Well, you see, again, these kids, they can play just about any position because they've been playing basketball for so long. And then I knew, well, that was 2 reasons. One, now they're going to have to shoot over Greg. All right, so now Rocky and the guards, they have to adjust their shot and they've got to give a higher arc on the shot. At the same time, we kept Greg out of foul trouble. And Brian Forte, who we moved underneath, he can rebound with anyone. So there was no problem with that.
The game Bill Zahn played tonight was sensational. Chris Ciotto,
absolutely.
Key baskets.
They're 2 seniors that work as hard as anyone I've ever had, and when it's time to take control, they take control. Like I said to a couple of the newspapers, radios, they don't get much ink, but in practice they work harder than anyone. They're always shooting later after practice. As a matter of fact, yesterday I had to throw Ciotto out of the gym because I just wanted him to go home, and Billy was playing one-on-one. And I said, hey, we've had enough. We're ready. We're sharp. Let's go home and rest. So I think, you know, those 2 guys, they've shown why hard work is going to pay dividends. Okay, not necessarily you're going to win, but you know you're going to be better, and it's going to be a closer game.
Frank, where do you go from here? The states are coming up. How do you keep this momentum going? How do you keep the kids high and not suffer that letdown?
Well, Monday we'll have practice, and you know I'll try to tone that down a little bit. Tuesday and Wednesday we're going to have to get it geared up because we play Thursday. Thursday we have the winner of the Manalapan Huntington Central game, and that's our next goal. And that's attainable. I really think we can win Central Jersey Group 4 again. There's no doubt in my mind that we can do that. We'll have to play a little better than we played in the tournament, but we're capable of doing it.
Well, Frank, congratulations to you and your staff, I know, who have put in as many hours as you have, and to the team. What a super team.
Thank you.
And we look forward to following you in the state tournament.
Yeah, I would just like to comment. I was probably going to write a letter to you guys. I'm not very good at writing letters, but I'd like to just thank you that, you know, a lot of people have talked about you covering our basketball games, and it's great for the kids because now the kids get to see themselves, and people are constantly saying, did you see him and see yourself on television the other day? And I think it's a neat idea that you do that because I know the kids enjoy it, and I know they tape the games, so they'll have that forever, and I use those games for scouting, so it helps me out too. So we appreciate that at the high school.
It's really been our pleasure, and again, good luck. Hopefully we'll see you here in the finals against maybe J.P. Stevens once again.
And there's no doubt it could be J.P. Stevens again, and it'll be another battle. It'll be another battle, but it's good to be here.
Thanks again, Frank.